I'm doing the European exploration and colonization and life in colonial.
I'm doing the Age of Jackson, Manifest Destiny, and the Reconstruction era. Not era.
I'm doing the American Revolution, establishing a government, and the Civil War.
I'm doing the rights and responsibilities of American citizens and the early republic.
The European exploration is caused by four events: the Columbian Exchange, reason for exploration, 13 colonies, and European colonial empires. The Columbian Exchange is when British and Indians were trading for each other's. British were giving goods to Indians, for example, um, metal, fruits, vegetables, good stuff for the Indians. On the other hand, Indians were giving bad stuff to the British. What I mean by bad stuff means like disease, sickness, dead people, like bad stuff to them. The 13 colonies are Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Virginia, New York, and Rhode Island. Those are the 13 colonies. Reason for European exploration, basically God, flow, and glory, and also they want to spread religiously to spread around religiously. The empires were just three. There was New Spain, New France, and New Netherlands. They all came to search for land, and then just spread religious. Life in colonial is caused by four events: colonial government, the regions, the freedom of religion, and the economy social life. The economic social life were basically a triangular trade, the slave trade, and the mercantilism means that they have to trade. Well, all of those means to trade good stuff for the Europeans. The region is the New England, Middle colonies, and the Southern colonies. The New Englands, they have really cold climate. They have rocky soil. They really didn't have a good land to grow crops, um, and that's shipping and then small farms. The Middle colonies has fertile soil. They have religious, and then they have unclear forests. Yeah. The Southern colony has warmer climates. They have they have used slaves so they can grow crops and collect them. The freedom religion happens. The freedom religion was caused by two more events. So it was the first Great Awakening, and the second. The first Great Awakening is there was two important people. It was Jonathan Edwards and George Whitefield. They were trying to like spread religiously and then to spread Catholic religious. The second Great Awakening is when people wanted to join them. They wanted to join religious to have their own culture, and yeah, the colonial government was caused by many things, by the Mayflower Compact, Virginia House Burgesses, um, Fundamental Congress of Order. They all basically wanted to establish a government.
So, there were many causes of the American Revolution. There was the taxation without representation, there was colonial protests, and the French and Indian War.
Nice.
The Proclamation Line of 1763, the Boston Massacre, and lots of boycotts. Also, the Boston Tea Party.
Oh.
Man, what would that? What the? What that was all about was King George III. King George III was Britain's king, and he did whatever he wanted because at the time we didn't have an established government. A big man named John Hancock, you might know him as the biggest signature on the Declaration of Independence. Let me tell you about the Boston Massacre. Crispy Bacon, R.I.P. Crispus Attucks was the first man shot. Patrick Henry, give me liberty and give me death. Oh yeah, I think that's it. So that's all about the American Revolution. So, we got our independence. We're all good, right? No. We gotta get a government. So we wrote the Articles of Confederation. And Articles of Confederation, known as a weak central government, lots of power to the states. Articles of Confederation led to Shays' Rebellion. It was an amazing, rebellious rebellion. And so it really didn't work out. So we went to the what was it? The Articles of Confederation really wasn't that good, so we made a constitution. It was a revisement of the Articles of Confederation. And there was Federalists and Anti-Federalists who supported this constitution, were the Federalists, and did not support this constitution, were the Anti-Federalists. So the Federalists made the Federalist Papers, and Anti-Federalists feared of strong government, and they wanted individual rights like the Bill of Rights. Jesse, I would appreciate if you would please stop playing that. Thank you so much. In the U.S. Constitution, there were lots of things like federalism, checks and balances, separation of powers, popular sovereignty, Republican government, and more. And in our government, we had the executive, legislative, and the judicial branch. Executive was all about the president, legislative, Congress, and House of Representatives. And the judicial branch was all about the Supreme Court and other federal courts. And yeah.
The rights and responsibilities of American citizen. Our national identity, celebrating Freedom Week, the Bill of Rights, the 14th Amendment, and citizenship. Our national identity is what makes a nation what it is. Basically, like the legacy of an individual and its rights and their representative government. It shapes citizenship rights and responsibilities. Celebrating Freedom Week is basically like celebrating the Declaration of Independence, celebrating the U.S. Constitution, and celebrating the Bill of Rights, which all led to to American freedom. The Bill of Rights basically has all the amendments from the First Amendment to the 15th, right? The First Amendment is one of the most important ones. Is the right of assembly, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and right to petition. The 14th Amendment is was applied Bill of Rights. It protected against state actions. It had equal protection of rights. Citizenship is basically like you have to be 18 years old. You have to have lived in the United States for over 5 years or more. You have to be a good character. You must be literate. You must understand the U.S. History and government, and you have to swear allegiance to the Constitution. Citizenship is basically like the responsibilities of citizens. You have equal. You have required responsibilities and you have to do voluntarily activities. So this is the age of Jackson, as you can see here, my boy Andrew Jackson. So now we're going to talk about the Industrial Revolution, where they came up with new inventions to help with the labor. It made it faster and easier. So, yeah, this new labor, they would get very poor pay and very poor conditions. Now we're going to talk about the reform movement, which is basically the same things about people trying to fix the bad conditions, like, let's say in prison. They're trying to make it better for the people there. We got things like the temperance movement, where they try to ban alcohol. And that's it for the age of Jackson. Now we're going to talk about Manifest Destiny. That should be easy, right? Well, right here, basically, the United States believed God wanted them to move west. So that's what they did. Now on their way to moving west, they had to buy a lot of land, like the Louisiana Purchase. They bought Spain. They bought Spain's Florida territory. They would also have to fight Mexico for Texas. They had a whole war about it, and the U.S. won. This would also bring expanding west. Would also bring railroads, which would bring immigrants. And basically, they wanted to move west for wealth purposes. When moving west, they already had a balance of free states and slave states. This would unbalance it, so they had things like the Compromise of 1850. They would have things like the Nebraska Act to try and balance it, and this is where popular sovereignty came in. Now with this, we had like the Dred Scott's case, where a freed slave was trying to fight for his rights to be a free man, but was denied because he was claimed as property. We would have people like abolitionists, people like Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, and William L. Garrison. Now we're in the Reconstruction era, where after war, it was after the Civil War, the South was the part that was mostly damaged. And with this, we would have the new amendments like the 13th state, which would end slavery, and the 15th state, which would give them the ability to vote. But in the South, they would not let them do that because of the black codes. And in this era, the second industrial revolution happened, but this time they would have slave labor laws and would actually be paid good. This was the time of the Transcontinental Railroad, where they would now be able to move anywhere like in the U.S. With the New Land West, they would have things like the Homestead Act, where they would get 160 acres per each person and each family, and they would use that to farm. There would be a new South with free men, and there was things like the Freedmen Brew, and that's it.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. It's recording.
Wait, which ones are you? Oh, Connecticut with the K. Oh my god. Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. The life in Colonial is caused by four.
Fucking wait. I was walking.
The life in colonial America is caused by four events. The upgoes.
Jesse, stop. Okay. Oh, Shante. Check it out. Whoa. I didn't see you guys there. I'll put those in bloopers and we're gonna restart.
He won a battle in New Orleans, so it was called a hero. He also was president. Oh, So, right now I'm talking about the age of Jackson. Or where he, Jesus Christ, not.
What's up, God? What are you doing, Jose?